Are you here to find out what the dirtiest cities in the United States are? Then you're in the right place. According to a recent article published in January of 2022, the website LawnStarter ranked 87 US cities and how dirty they are. They initially started with 200 cities, but they had to exclude 113 cities because they had insufficient data for some of the categories. Nevertheless, I still found it interesting to see the 87 cities ranked in their list. I've had my own impressions of different cities in the US having traveled throughout the years. However, I also know that what I think may not be entirely accurate, and it's simply based on my personal perspective. In their rankings, LawnStarter looked at 4 major categories. The categories were pollution, living conditions, infrastructure, and consumer satisfaction. Now, in each of these 4 major categories, there are additional subcategories. The pollution category focused on air quality, water quality violations, greenhouse and gas emissions, and excess fuel consumption. In the living conditions category, these are the subcategories they looked at. They looked at population density, overcrowded homes, the homeless rate, homes with no kitchen or plumbing facilities, and homes with reported mold, mice, rats, and cockroaches within the last 12 months. As a sidebar, thinking about rats and cockroaches in a house just makes me very upset. Can you imagine that in your home? The infrastructure category focused on these areas: the amount of waste in landfills, recycling collectors, roads in poor condition, and the number of junkyards. In the consumer satisfaction category, this is what they focused on. They focused on how residents felt in these different areas. Did the residents feel like that their own city was dirty? Were the residents dissatisfied with the pollution in the area? Were the residents dissatisfied with the garbage disposal in their city? Were the residents dissatisfied with the greenery and the condition of their parks? I found this report helpful, especially to those who are looking to relocate to another city. And because I work in the metro Atlanta area, I've included a bonus. I've included the Atlanta rankings as a comparison to the 7 most dirtiest cities as ranked by LawnStarter. So let's not waste any more time and let's get right to it. First up, we have the city of Las Vegas. I have to admit, I'm very surprised that it is among the top 10, but let's take a look at it. The overall rank of Las Vegas is number 7 out of the 87 cities ranked. Compare that to Atlanta at number 48 out of the 87 cities. The overall score assigned to Las Vegas, Nevada was 45.91, whereas Atlanta received a score of 33.2. The pollution ranking for Las Vegas is number 19 out of the 87 cities, whereas Atlanta does much better at number 43 out of the 87 cities. The living conditions for Las Vegas is ranked number 42, which is a good thing, but it's not quite as good as Atlanta as ranked number 67. Remember, the lower the ranking, the worse it is. In this report, having a lower number, meaning a higher ranking, is a bad thing. In terms of ranking for infrastructure for Las Vegas, it comes in at number 2, which is pretty bad. Compare that to Atlanta at number 56 out of the 87 cities ranked. And consumer satisfaction for Las Vegas is ranked number 21. It's pretty close to Atlanta, ranking at number 26. Next, we take a look at San Antonio, Texas. The overall rank for dirtiest city for San Antonio, Texas is number 6. Compare that to Atlanta at number 48. The overall scoring assigned to San Antonio was 46.92. Compare that to Atlanta at 33.2. In terms of the pollution ranking for San Antonio, Texas, it comes in at number 30, which is good. It's not in the top 10. However, Atlanta does better at number 43. Looking at the rankings for living conditions in San Antonio, Texas, it comes in at number 2. Remember, having a high ranking in this particular report is a bad thing. I'm actually quite surprised that San Antonio is ranked so badly in living conditions. Compare that to Atlanta living conditions ranking at number 67. In terms of infrastructure, San Antonio does better at rank number 25. It is nowhere near the top 10. But Atlanta does much better at number 56. In terms of the consumer satisfaction ranking for San Antonio, it comes in at number 22, which is not that far away from Atlanta's ranking at number 26. Next up, we have Oklahoma City in Oklahoma. The overall rank for Oklahoma City is number 5 out of the 87 cities. The overall score for Oklahoma City is 49.01 out of 100, compared that to Atlanta at 33.2. The pollution ranking for Oklahoma City is number 10, compare that to Atlanta at number 43. The living conditions ranking of Oklahoma City is number 3, compare that to Atlanta at number 67. The infrastructure rating for Oklahoma City is number 5. Compare that to Atlanta at number 56. The consumer satisfaction for Oklahoma City is number 67. Compare that to Atlanta at number 26. Next, we move on to San Bernardino, California. San Bernardino, California is east of Los Angeles. The overall rank for San Bernardino is number 4 out of the 87 cities. Compare that to number 48 for Atlanta. The overall score is 49.79, compared to Atlanta at 33.2. The pollution ranking for San Bernardino is quite high at number 2. Compare that to Atlanta at number 43. The living conditions for San Bernardino, California is number 41. Compare that to Atlanta at number 67. As far as the infrastructure rating for San Bernardino, it's not quite as bad. It comes in at 62, whereas Atlanta ranks higher at number 56. And in terms of consumer satisfaction, it is ranked number 1 out of 87 cities, which in this case is very bad. In Atlanta, the ranking is number 26. Next, we take a look at the city of Los Angeles. The city of Los Angeles ranks number 3 out of 87 cities. Compare that to Atlanta at number 48. The overall score for Los Angeles is 49.87. Compare that to Atlanta at 33.2. The pollution ranking for Los Angeles is number 21. Compare that to Atlanta at number 43. The living conditions ranking for Los Angeles is not very good at number 5. Compare that to Atlanta at number 67. In terms of infrastructure, Los Angeles gets a ranking of number 31. In Atlanta, you get an infrastructure ranking of 56. And in terms of consumer satisfaction of Los Angeles, the residents rank Los Angeles at number 5. Compare that to Atlanta at number 26. Remember, in terms of ranking, the lower the number, the worse it is. Next, we take a look at Houston, Texas. The overall rank of number 2 for Houston, Texas makes it the runner-up as one of the dirtiest cities in the United States. Fortunately, in Atlanta, it comes in at 48. The overall score assigned to Houston was 50.12. In Atlanta, it's 33.2. The pollution factor is ranked very high at number 9 out of 87 cities. In Atlanta, it's only number 43. The living conditions in Houston, Texas is not good at number 7. Compare that to Atlanta at number 67. Fortunately, Houston, Texas does better in infrastructure. It is number 28. It is nowhere near the top 10. However, I'm happy to say that Atlanta does better at rank number 56. In terms of consumer satisfaction, it is ranked number 20. In Atlanta, it's not too far off from Houston at number 26. And finally, we reach number 1 as the most dirtiest city in the United States. And that city is Newark, New Jersey. Out of the 87 cities that was ranked, Newark, New Jersey was ranked the first as being the most dirtiest city in the United States. Compare that to Atlanta at number 48. The overall score given to Newark, New Jersey was 52.97. Compare that to 33.2 in Atlanta. The pollution ranking for Newark, New Jersey comes in at number 13. Compare that to Atlanta at number 43. The living conditions ranking for Newark, New Jersey is number 21. Atlanta is much better at number 67. The infrastructure rating for Newark, New Jersey is much better at number 43. It is nowhere near the top 10, but it's still not as good as Atlanta at rank number 56. And in terms of consumer satisfaction, Newark, New Jersey is ranked number 2, which is horrible. Its residents are very unhappy with Newark, New Jersey. Compare that to Atlanta's consumer satisfaction ranking of number 26. At this point, the next video that I recommend you view is this one. And while you're at it, do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe to this channel so that you will receive notifications when I upload new videos. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.